Your first impressions of Mr. Sheduer Sanders and his performance the other night.
Really good. Candidly, as expected. What did we see in Colorado? Accurate. Look at this throw here. This is an NFL throw. It's layered above a defender in a small window. He's accurate. He has good arm strength, and it's a little bit like the NCAA tournament, Greeny. Survive in advance. He has earned the right for more reps going into next week.
Well, Adam Schefter had, I think, the line of the week. Who won the weekend, in your opinion, this weekend, Shefty?
Mel Kiper Jr.
Mel Kiper Jr.
I know it's only 1 week. It's a little early. We don't want to get too carried away. But who had a better weekend this weekend than Mel Kiper Jr.? I don't know if he was on the Chesapeake Bay or where he was in Baltimore eating crabs, but I do know that the one player that he touted all through the draft shined on Friday night. And here's the thing. It's one game, but I will say this. He passed the eye test. Sheduer Sanders looked like he belonged. He looked like he could play. And when you watch these rookies early on, some of them, it just feels like they belong. And it felt like Friday night he did.
In case you haven't seen it, let me give you the numbers, then Dan's going to give you the tape. Cindy, let's start with 831. Sheduer, 5 of 7, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns on throws 10 or more yards downfield in his debut. That is, to your point, advanced NFL stuff. 9 of 16 for 45 yards on throws under 10 yards downfield. Both his touchdown passes came from outside the tackle box. So those are numbers. They all sound really good. Dan, he said, Shefty just said he passed the eye test. Show us some tape.
Oh, comfort and control. But I think the thing that you saw that maybe weren't standouts in college were, one, played really fast, and then 2, very little panic. I love these plays. So 5 guys protecting. He's going to wave his left hand to the receiver. No hot, no blitz is an issue. Communication's great there. Those safeties are going to rotate. That safety dropping from the top of the screen, Sheduer just has to hold them. He wants to throw this inside slant. There's a small little window. That's real life in the NFL. If he's a fraction later, that safety hits that ball, pop-up, interception, incompletion. This is backed up in his own end zone. Again, waving to the receiver. Don't worry about any blitz. That's not a concern. This is fantastic. You get those 2 safeties again. What's the rotation? Backside guy drops. He's got a shuffle. That ball's coming out now. Corners underneath, safeties over the top. The anticipation's there, but also the direction of the throw, the placement of that throw. And then this is lovely. This is the touchdown pass, the second part. Blitzing linebacker. You guys have to see, he's going to shuffle, remain a passer, keep his eyes down the field, and look how quickly that happens. That's the playing fast to me. Sometimes in college, Sheduer would just play slow to a point or run away and retreat. Now, there were moments of that, but I just thought watching him, he did some things even in one game that were somewhat question marks coming out of college that you have to be so encouraged about. No question, he has to be getting starting reps this week. I'm in the camp, start one of the rookies. We saw one of the rookies play. He should be getting starting reps this week.
He's changed the narrative already around their quarterback discussion.
I agree.
You're saying they have to give him starter reps. We all saw him and saw that he looked like he belonged out there. He looked like he could play out there. And so now they have to reevaluate exactly how they're going to handle their situation and where he fits into it. Because the reason he was playing on Friday night is Kenny Pickett's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Dylan Gabriel has been dealing with a hamstring injury. They've got quarterbacks who haven't been healthy. You're not going to put your veteran Joe Flacco into that spot on a Friday night against the Carolina Panthers. So now he's a factor. And you know what else? We're fired up to see the Cleveland Browns in the second preseason game. When was the last time we were fired up for a Browns preseason game?
Greedy, if I'm Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, I am saying to Sheduer and Dylan Gabriel, here's the answers to the test. We have 2 first-round picks next year. Every day is a job interview. Convince us that we don't need a quarterback. And now with 2 1s with next year's draft with all those quarterbacks, we could get a generational haul, earn this job every day. And to Dan's point, he has earned the right for more reps. And clearly he has been studying because you can't play as fast as Dan showed without knowing what to do with the ball.
So good. Like that's playing quarterback in the league right there. You know, the subtle movement, the shuffle, he moves 2 or 3 yards, eyes are up, and the ball comes out. When you watched that game, there were a couple moments, like 2 or 3 plays where you sit there and go, Sheduer, don't do it, because he's backpedaling and drifting. He's got to learn through that. But every report we've heard out of camp has been, man, he's been really impressive at practice, right? Every one. And it goes on to the game. If we're going to sit here and tell everybody that this league is about meritocracy and it's about taking advantage of opportunity, if you're the Cleveland Browns, how is it not a conversation? How is it not you're sitting there going, all right, can this guy be Kirk Cousins? Can he be Kirk Cousins in Washington when he was a fourth-round pick and all of a sudden he gets on the field and like, hey, we got a player. I mean, some of the throws were really, really, really good, and that's why the draft process, was he a first-round pick? Is he a second-round talent? Why did he go into all that? It really doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't.
Well, I go back to watching some quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks in the preseason, and the two that just caught my attention that I always remember were Russell Wilson in 2012 when he was a third-round pick, the 75th overall selection, and he came in a year where the Seahawks paid money for Matt Flynn as a free agent quarterback, where they traded for Charlie Whitehurst, and he won the job that summer. The other quarterback that came in as a rookie who shined right away was Dak Prescott in Dallas. And again, this was just one game, so we don't want to read too much. He could step back and struggle in his second preseason game. But if he plays at that level the remainder of the preseason, it's only a matter of time before they have to turn to him and put him on the football
It's just the way
field.
it looked. It's just the way it looked.
Right.
And results indifferent of it. Just watch him play. You're like, okay,
He can play. He can play.
One other thing, we talked about this last week, no self-inflicted wounds. There weren't pre-snap penalties, no delays, and that to me, again, shows that it's not too big for him.
I am right so infrequently that I feel like I can point it out when I am. All anyone said leading into it was all the things that make NFL quarterbacks good, he's good at. All getting rid of the ball quickly, making fast decisions, all that stuff. The stuff that is really peripheral was the stuff he doesn't do that well. Make the magical play when everything breaks down. That's why he winds up falling in the draft. The other night, he showed you why he should have been drafted long before he was. Coming up, we got more rookie quarterbacks.
Okay, first thing first, amazing throw right here by Sheduer. He actually made this play a little bit hard, but I understand because he was flushed. But he did have another guy open he could have hit on the back pylon. So, what I want to say, of course, I agree with the national media. Shout out to the good Get Up crew. I really think they saving the show, really. I really like this crew. I like the energy and everything like that. You know, I'm a long time watcher. But listen, put everything to bed about Sheduer being the fourth string quarterback. Put everything to bed about Sheduer not this, Sheduer not that. It is one thing that Sheduer said, and I'm going to go ahead and play it now. But it's going to help me make a point really fast. So hold on 1 second.
There's two ways you could look at it. You could look at it and be thankful and take full advantage of the opportunity, you know, or you could look at it like, dang, this is what I've been asking for. I'm not prepared, you know. So I'll say I've been able to sleep good at night, you know, knowing I was playing. I didn't know I was playing till, I don't know, one of the days that was close. and then, you know, I just prepared it as normal. But it was definitely that switch and it kicked in. And when you out there on the field, it just is different. Like, you understand, ball's ball. You know, but ball never been a problem for me. It's, you know, whatever optics or whatever everybody makes up after outside the game. But in the game, y'all kind of know who I am.
Okay, so is one thing that I love from rookies, no matter what sport, is the mentality of I belong here. And he just said that without saying it. First of all, being grateful for his opportunity, I'm grateful for the opportunity to witness, right? But he said one thing. He said ball is ball. Now, I love when rookies have that mentality no matter what sport, because it lets you know, I'm sorry, that whatever's going on is the moment is not bigger than them, meaning that the speed of the game in a higher level, everybody is bigger, stronger, faster. You know what they say in the NFL? The NFL is full of the biggest, strongest, fastest guys of every team, every college team. I'm sorry. And so, you know, sometimes some of that stuff can go in your head and get in your head. But the thing is that he was raised by not only an outstanding athlete in his own right, but also a great football mind. in Deion Sanders. Not only was he raised, but he was coached. So he been around the game literally 2 years. How old is Sheduer? I can't remember. 23, I believe. He's been around the game for 20 plus years. So even though, his body is still growing and developing, even though his mind is still growing and developing, it's only going to be able to match what he already knows, what he already remembers. So it's almost going to be like he's filling shoes in a sense, because he has muscle memory from a previous generation. He was raised around football. He was raised, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he was raised in a atmosphere, and also he was raised to be a winner as well. So all in all, I personally think that Sheduer is an NFL caliber quarterback. I think he got everything that he needs: the body, the mind, the instincts, the anticipation, the knowledge of the game. He got everything he needs. Okay, he got everything he needs. Now, as of right now today, what I personally, what I personally start Sheduer Sanders week 1 in the division? No. I need to at least see something from the next 2 preseason games. I need all 3. Now, one thing I will say is that everybody say, oh, Sheduer Sanders never got prepped like a first teamer, all of that stuff. Well, he did for a few days. And not only did he hang in there with the game plan with the Cleveland Browns, but he also got his own routine as a quarterback that he does. And so this man is an absolute baller. This man is a gamer. I don't think anybody questioned that. I hate the fact that there's so many haters out there who just want to talk trash. The only thing, we should be talking about is football at this point. Whether a man believe in God or not, or whether he's black or white, none of that should matter, because this game right here is the game of warriors, right? This is about your heart, your mind. It's not about political things. With the First Amendment, he got the right to say anything he wants, right? He's not intentionally being offensive. He's not being snarky. I feel like the Sanders family, whenever they say things or have anything to say, they address them right then and there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, because I want to save some of my comments for I'm going to break down Sheduer Sanders game film this afternoon. So I want to save a lot of my talking points and everything like that for the game film. So with that being said, shout out to all of y'all who tapped in. Hold them rollies up. Thanks for supporting me, Victor, here at Plain Jane Sports, the best sports talk show forever. And with that being said, peace.